Hi everybody, this is Kevin, and welcome back to another comic book review. And today we're going to take a look at Batman Beyond number 49, which is written by Dan Jurgens with artwork by Paul Pelleteir. And we're getting close to the end of the series now, with issue 50 indeed being the final issue, which is quite sad because this and Hawkman were two of the best series DC had going. And really, they had no choice but to cancel them because of the poor sales, I guess, which is quite a shame because I've read every single issue of Batman Beyond, and it's been terrific. I think it's the best series DC has done in a long time, and Hawkman right there with it. It was another great series. But really, if you're a fan of the cartoon like I was, I remember watching the cartoon on Kids WB back in the day, and reading this as the direct sequel to that cartoon, it's been so good. And the inclusion of characters like Elainna Grayson being Batwoman Beyond, and Matt McGinnis taking up the mantle of Robin Beyond for a little bit, it's been terrific. Anyway, this final story arc here, you had seen Booster Gold appear in the last issue, and he had given a warning to Terry McGinnis that old man Bruce Wayne was going to go insane, and he indeed did, and he murdered Matt McGinnis, Terry's younger brother. So they were forced to go back in time here to stop this villain here, Blanque, from planting a chip in the current Bruce Wayne of that timeline, so he wouldn't go insane. So, burned by Blanque. And here we are. Great artwork, too, by this Paul Pelleteir. I wish he would be on a current series because his artwork is so good. And he sort of just fills in from time to time. He did a lot of work in the New 52, but not so much anymore. So, pretty fitting title there. Canceled by Yesterday Part 2. Also, in the last issue, Terry had run into his father here, Warren McGinnis, as a child, because they went back to the past here. And this double-page spread gives you a little history lesson of the first episode from the cartoon, basically how Terry was raised with his father up there, and then it cuts to the very first episode where Terry had left the high school dance with Dana Tan. By the way, where is Dana Tan? Hopefully we see her in the final issue. We haven't seen her since issue 25. Hopefully we get some closure of that character, but anyway, he had run into the Joker gang right outside Wayne Manor, and they were hassling old man Bruce, so Terry stepped in and defended the old man, and then stumbled upon the Batcave and all the bat suits, including the Batman Beyond costume. But by the time he got home, see, there he is with his mother. He had found out that his father was murdered, and he was murdered by Derek Powers, who became Blight, essentially the Joker of the Batman Beyond universe. And from that moment on, changed his life and became Batman Beyond. And this kid thinks that he's the real Batman of that time, and he's like, "Oh, that new suit you got is so cool. It's pretty shway." And Terry teaches his father the word shway. So Booster's here, and of course this Batman sees the other Batman. Is like, "What the hell is going on, Booster? What is this time travel nonsense?" And he's just like, "Well, Skeets, can you explain? Because I'm going to F this up if I start talking about the future." And so they're just kind of arguing, and Batman's looking all angry, like, I don't want to deal with this Back to the Future nonsense. So then it cuts over here to Blanque trying to control everyone's mind, and he's having a difficult time trying to control Bruce's mind. But man, the artwork here is so good. You got just super realistic looking characters, great colors, absolutely terrific here. So he continues to help his father here, try not to intervene or drop any facts about the future. But he keeps saying "shway," and he's like, "Oh yeah, shway," and they do a fist bump, which is so cool, man. So Batman's battling here, and Blanque is using his telepathic abilities to sort of just throw them all over the place. Booster's jumping in, and essentially, he couldn't control Batman's mind because it was so strong, apparently, but he is able to control Booster's. And you see Booster starts firing away at Batman, and then Terry shows up. "No, you're done for," punches him. But still, Booster's under his control and starts firing away at Terry. And then Skeets is there talking to little Warren, and he's like, "I gotta go. All right, I guess we gotta listen to what he says." And Skeets comes in and crashes right into Blanque's face. How cool is that? And then Terry is able to get back up since he's being held down by Booster, and gives him the finishing punch, and the rest is history. So then Terry flies away with bad guy, and Batman's like, "Oh, I thought I saw another Batman. Where did he go?" "Oh, it's all good." And then you get this nice little moment down there, shway, yeah, and then they're back to the future. The future. So, Terry comes back in. Matt's still alive. He's all happy to see him. And Matt and Terry are on their way. And then you see Bruce here says, "They're gone. You can come out now." What? Who's coming out? It's old man Booster. Look at him with he's got a mustache now, and basically they start talking about what's his name, Warren's journal that he kept, and that moment he saw the flying Batman with red wings, and they had to keep it all a secret. So they sort of, by meddling with the past there, they had to rewrite their own history, and so old Booster's here to fix that, and it ends just like that. Old friends. Next, the Ink Stain. And Ink is also another original villain from the animated series, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, the last issue is going to come out at the end of December, I guess, and that's it. And here's this Endless Winter stuff, which I might check out. But yeah, Batman Beyond, so good. I highly recommend it. Like I said, there are 7 trades out right now, and that gets you up to, I think, issue 42. And then there will be a final trade collecting 43 to 50, I would assume. So, can't recommend it enough. I wonder if they will relaunch it, but I mean, the sales just aren't that good. It's hard to figure out the sale numbers nowadays, especially with Comic-Con, because DC doesn't really submit their numbers, but I'm pretty sure it's less than 10,000, which is pretty bad. And it's just sad because, you know, like I said, the series is so good. The artwork in here, like this artwork is so good too. Paul Pelleteir, I mean, this dude, he did the Aquaman Throne of Atlantis, and like, look how good this shit is. And it's getting wasted on a book that hardly sells. And not really wasted, because I told you, I love this series. But not many people like it, or not many people know about it. So, that's why it doesn't do as well. What is this Shazam thing? Is that like a graphic novel, I guess? I don't know. But, yeah. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And stay tuned for my, I guess, final review of Batman Beyond with number 50 next month. And at some point, I have reviews of the first 6 trades on the channel, but I'll have to do number 7 and 8 eventually, and then maybe we'll do a whole series retrospective, because at that point I'll have read every issue. So thanks everybody, have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye.